Well. Here we are again, 2 years in a row, Danny.
Yeah. What's up, everyone? I feel like there's more people this year.
That's it? Come on, guys. We bring a two-time Olympian, a Formula One beloved, and that's it? Can I get a bigger applaud, please?
Whoa.
No. I'm being honest. I don't know. How many F1 fans are here? All right, I think we need some bigger noise. Come on, let's try it again. All right, I'll live with that.
Definitely the best pump up I've ever heard before we walked up out here, so I'm pretty jacked up, honestly.
Yeah, last year I remember his energy is unchanged. Really good pump up. Reminds me of like before a fight, like the fight announcer. Weighing in at 170 pounds, fighting out of the blue corner. Yeah, it's pretty good. He's not even listening. It's all right.
True.
He's on to the next one. We're old news now.
So, how is it being our interns for day one?
Yeah, I mean, this is a little bit.
You guys look good in the shirts, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, it's if you don't know who we're here with, here's the shirt. No, it's been cool. Yeah, it is a little bit like an internship, but it's exciting. Daniel and I have always been super excited mutually about the space of Web3 in the future and how it's been integrated into sport. So naturally to be here with you, Haider, and the team and everyone in this room, we're pumped to be here. And actually my first time to Singapore too, so excited about that.
That's amazing. Well, welcome. Danny, how you feeling?
I was trying to clap just then. I can clap like that. I'm feeling all right. I mean, happy to be here. It's weird because like being at a race, and so I got to the hotel last night. I looked over at the room, out the window of the room, and I can see the track, and I was like, And I looked at my hand, and I was like, I wish I was here racing, but hopefully a few weeks away from that. But it's still good. It's good to be here. Unlike Scotty, I've been to Singapore many, many times. It's also quite relatively close to Perth, where I grew up. So, yeah, there we go.
All right.
So it's cool. I feel like pretty close to home when I'm here as well.
That's great. That's great. Well, let's get into it. So, we're going through pretty interesting times in the industry. I think everyone's probably peeled at the Bitcoin price. And I've always talk to you both about how we, the collective, the industry, can learn from athletes like yourself. So I'm going to start with a question about, each of you guys go through a lot of training, mental and physical. I'd love for each of you to talk a little bit about what the people in this room can take away from how you guys actually prepare for the stuff that you guys do in your worlds, and what lessons these guys can take as they think about the markets and volatility and persevering through it. So I'll start with Danny.
Sure. I think it's a good question because I think it's relatable in any form. I think people ask me about with sport and the pressures, the highs, the lows, and they're like, but we don't race an F1 car, so we can't relate. But everyone can relate to the highs and lows of work, sport, business, personal life, all of it. And I think it's natural to kind of go through it. I went through it pretty much this time last year. Actually, we had a really good weekend in Singapore, but towards the end of last year, I wasn't sure what was next for me, and it was found myself a little bit in a rut, so to speak, professionally. So I think, there's a few things you need to just hold on to perspective, I think, and understand the reasons why you're pursuing something, why you put all this energy into it. It's because you truly care about it, or you're passionate about it, you love it. So I think that's enough to always kind of encourage you to just keep, see it through. I think keep pushing forward. And I think if you always go into it with the right amount of desire and your heart's in the right place, your intentions are there, then I think you'll always come through. And what will feel at the time like losses will become learnings. And you'll become ultimately better for it. And now I sit here a year later, and yes, I've gone through some other little bits of highs and lows along the year, but ultimately I feel like I'm a more complete individual and athlete than what I was here a year ago.
I couldn't agree more. Scotty, what about you?
yeah, I think it's very relatable. I would say there's a good contrast. I mean, it's very relatable between sport and, well, for me anyway. And then I wouldn't say I'm a active trader. I'm very much in the game, and I enjoy trading and understanding and learning a lot more, which thankful to Haider and the team and OKX for helping me do that. But I think it's, for me, I would say in the past 12 months, I definitely took the opportunity to get Bitcoin at a low. And I think that I'm even guilty of it myself, where in sport, you have this North Star goal. So for example, for me, it might be an Olympic gold medal. And you think, that's where I want to get to. And let's relate it back to crypto, that's where I want to get to. At the end of the day, you want to make a return. But I feel like there's a stigma in crypto where you hear these amazing stories of people, overnight making a fortune. And if you take that approach in sport, you go nowhere, because it's about the long game, and it's about, for me right now in the present moment, I'm thinking about in 2026 in Italy, how do I win that gold medal? It's kind of the last milestone in my career that I haven't achieved. If I take the approach that, I think I'm going to wait until December of 2025 to prepare, and it's going to come to fruition in January or February, I'm not being realistic. And I think it's a very similar approach in the way that I've approached the way that I do any investment in my portfolio, but specifically with crypto, it's about, this is what it is now, but it's also about the foresight of what it could be, and that's very relative to sport, and then making sure that that balance translates even in a life, the way I do life and how I train and everything. So yeah, that would probably be, I don't know if that answers your question, but
No, that's very relatable. So we've now, the both of you guys and us, the collective at OKX, we've been doing this now for a year. How does it feel? This was for both of you guys, it was the first crypto company partnership. Where now, Danny, you and I are sitting, yet again here. Scotty, both of us. I think, how does it feel?
Got it.
help the guy out.
I was really motivated to open that.
I should relay the question back to you, Haider, is how do you feel about having to deal with us?
I feel sorry for you sometimes.
Well, now that you say that.
No, it's been awesome, and for us, it's been very cool. Obviously, OKX has been doing a lot of incredible things in sport with Man City and F1 and snowboarding, action sport in my case, where it's about youth, and I think that's obviously very key moving forward with Web3 in general, is captivating the youth and making them feel trusted in the industry. I feel like over time, and as I've evolved and learnt more myself, I've been able to kind of relay that onto people, even my friends or people in my industry. The demographic would be very, very young, anywhere from, let's say, 14 to 30 would be kind of the age bracket. So as well, we obviously do a lot of really fun, engaging content with you guys. And I think, speaking for myself here, when I want to see informational content or I want to ingest something that I'm going to learn from and use moving forward, I like to have a little bit of fun in the process. And I think yourself, Haider, and the OKX team have all really embraced myself and Daniel that, yes, we're professional sports people, we take it very seriously, but we also know how to have a bit of fun, and kind of molding the informational content and things that we want people to ingest, but also doing it in a fun, personal way has been something that I've enjoyed about our relationship, and look forward to doing it more into the future. And I can probably say Daniel feels a bit the same, that we're also two mates that get to work together a lot, which is fun.
That's why I didn't thrive as much at school, because it didn't seem the education was done in a very fun way. So as Scotty said, I think just making it also something that, language that we can also understand, I think that's really been a real plus. And I think, Haider and his team, particularly when I first started this journey, I didn't really know much. I know now a little bit more, but I think, the way you guys have kind of helped not only educate me, but I think everyone in this space has made it not only fun, but much more understandable for someone who really didn't have much understanding at all.
Yeah, and look, I think we're very fortunate to have both of you. We've had a ton of fun producing great content. I think you guys have collectively inspired our communities. And I'm really excited. I think we have a lot of stuff in the burner, so it's going to be an exciting next 12 months, to say the least. So you both have legions of devoted fans. How do you see Web3 changing the way we connect with fans in the future on the back of Web3? Danny, I'll start with you. What do you think?
I think a lot of it comes down to, I guess, like accessibility. And I think, for us, again, I'll relate to our sport, but it's, for a long time, you go back to even social media, and I don't think like F1 had a social media account 10 years ago, for example. No one really knew behind the helmet, and it's now just stripping back all those layers and bringing fans closer to us on a personal level, knowing more about us, what makes us tick, how we prepare for a race, what we like to do when we're not racing, and kind of just bring that. I think because the sport as well is, for a long time, it's been very unrelatable. It's not like anyone can just jump in an F1 car and drive it, but I feel like it's becoming closer and closer where people can really start to experience nearly firsthand what it feels like and what we feel as a driver, understand G-forces, and it's kind of layers on layers, but I think it really comes down to accessibility, and I think that's fascinating. Even for me, interested in other sports, I want to know what someone else is doing, or what makes them tick, or the little things and which make them who they are. So that's the fascinating part also from that side for me.
Well, and I think we have the similar dilemma. There's many billions of people around the world, and not all of them can actually connect and relate with crypto the same way. I think F1 had a challenge, and I think Drive to Survive has perhaps helped. Maybe we need a Drive to Survive for the crypto industry. That would probably make a difference. Scotty, what about you?
Yeah, I would say very similarly to as Daniel said. I think Web3 would be the evolution of which I'm finding now is a really positive trend in that it kind of keeps you in check of being really authentic too, meaning that fans obviously can be very much in touch, very engaged. It gives them more opportunity to understand, for Daniel's case, or not yet in my case, but in esport, what it might feel like for him to race a track, or even AI and all these crazy developments now. And it's very cool, and I think first and foremost, it's giving people more reason to want to follow sport, which I think is great, and then giving them that first-hand experience as best as you can, which we're seeing now is only going to be amazing for every sport in the world, but generally just to get the fans more involved is really important. So I would say that relatability, authenticity, and connection is where Web3 plays a huge part in sport. Cool,
very cool. Danny, I got a question that I can't wait to ask you about. You have millions of fans around the world. I think it's probably safe to say even people in this room probably want an NFT from Danny. When does that happen? Do you think it's within the next 12 months?
Well, I know we've talked about this, and yes, that's definitely the plan. Are we segueing into something else, or is that a little bit later?
Yeah, I think that's a little bit later.
What do we think that NFT is worth? I think is a better topic.
It's true.
I for one think it's free, but maybe others think something different. Daniel probably said it's worth one Bitcoin, which is a bit steep.
If mine's free, then you're paying people to have yours.
Yeah, fair. I think that's fair. I'd say your NFT is probably worth 10 Bitcoins.
Okay. Yeah. I'll take that.
I'll give you 7 Bitcoins.
Any profits a win?
Don't worry, we're not going to be selling you NFTs from these guys yet.
You will see something in a little bit, though, kind of on that topic.
So you guys have been using our product now for about a year. Scotty, I'll ask you the question. There's you like trading, you've been really entrepreneurial in your personal life. What excites you about Web3 today? Like if you were to venture off in the world of Web3 and you closed your eyes, what would be the one thing you'd really want to pursue and see if you could create and bring in this world, given what you know based on your sports?
Yeah, I would say what actually I was really interested initially in Web3 was NFTs, just because I find in my sport it's very much, it's about personal, how do I portray myself in my profession, and in my profession it's very much about style. It's an art in some form, some people would say. It's the way that I put together a run, and I think that's very relatable to in the case of, let's say, an NFT, of which I have created myself. But yeah, I find there's a lot of parallels between what I do as a profession and then trying to incorporate that into the art, and meaning that, you know, I could grab a cool GIF or an image or something of me snowboarding, put that into an NFT, and then try and mint it. And that's been really fun for me, and to try and understand the market as well. And as you said, you know, I've always been very keen and eager to learn more about investments in general. And that was one that I've kind of really been drawn to from the start. And then additionally, obviously, trading and things, and purchasing my own NFTs was also a process as well.
Great, that's great to hear. And Danny, I got a slightly different question for you. I know sims are such a big part of your sport. How much time do you spend on a sim, and do you think that we'll see AI-driven drivers come into the sims, or the world of sims, and you'd be competing with them in the near future?
Hopefully not, because then that will mean I'm getting beat and I'm out of a job. But yeah, I think there's no. I mean, we spend so much time on them, and I think, you know, a perfect example now with the way technologies move forward is we're racing in Vegas in a couple months' time. We've never seen the track, we've never been there, but we can now go on the sim and drive the track and start to learn the course, start to even work on the setup of the car and understand, you know, how we're going to approach the weekend. So that's really, I think things like that are really beneficial for us as drivers. It's just kind of fast tracking the development. But yeah, maybe, I mean, some AI assisted stuff, it would maybe stop me from crashing. I don't know if there's like some cool sensors or some support.
Like a ghost that you can follow.
Yeah, turn here, avoid that. But yeah, I think there's, I'm definitely curious to see how it keeps evolving, especially in our sport. I think, you know, our sport has always been driven by technology, innovation. It's at like the absolute forefront of that, and performance is key. So that's where I see like a massive correlation.
That's great. Well, I know we have 2 minutes left, and we had such fun watching you guys work within our product. So I want to show the crowd what you guys did in the background. Let's play the video and see what Scotty and Danny do on their typical day playing on OKX.
Hey guys, it's time to create my NFT for Token2049. Going to try and embarrass Scotty a little bit here, so let's go. All right, so we're going to go on the OKX
I think we can
app,
see the video.
marketplace, and we're going to create an NFT, generate AI artwork, reference image. I've got one of Scotty, which I think is quite humiliating for him. It's pretty bad. I mean, we probably don't even need to edit it. I think that's already a great one. Now we can pick the art style. Let's go with 2.5D martial arts. Let's give this one a go. Oh, describe your idea. Let's just type in funny and generate artwork. Oh my gosh. I don't even know what I'm looking at here. Mint as NFT. Name your NFT. Scotty's day off. There we go. Confirm. Done.
I've just opened up my OKX wallet. I'm on the marketplace and I'm going to create an NFT. Generate AI artwork. So describe your idea. It's going to be a portrait, selfie. I'm going to go through here and pick portrait photography and then put in down the bottom my reference image. There it is. And then at the bottom, I'm going to say 95. I'm going to go a little higher because Daniel needs a bit of work in this photo, I'm not going to lie. We're going to accept and generate artwork. Hang tight. And there it is. Actually not a bad look for him. Mint as NFT. Name your NFT. DR selfie. Confirm. Let's go next. Confirm. Success. And there it is. The DR selfie. NFT.
Look like I've had better days.
Both of you.
I did get a lot of...
Well, guys, I love the fact that we were here today. Maybe we'll do this again next year. Thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoyed hearing from both of these guys, and see you guys soon. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.